Hi guys, so I've got another video for you today, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through what I've seen today and also let you know how my trade went. So as you can tell, today was the 13th. As you can see at the bottom, it says 13th of July. That was New York Open, and what we had was it was consolidating and we had CPI news today. This is the candle that was CPI news, 8:30. What the market decided to do was push higher. It made relative equal highs, and I was under the impression that they would leave that and possibly come back for it tomorrow, but obviously that was not the case. What we had was we had this big push down, and actually I'm going to show you my entries just so that you can see. So you can see we had displacement right there, fair value gap between here and here. I entered 2 times here, and I entered one final time right here, just at the very top of this fair value gap. Now what had happened was I was not so my stop loss was above this candle right here, and when we got this push down, the fact that we didn't close below this low, what I did was I brought my stop loss from here all the way down to break even, and as you can see I got taken out right there because I was at break even, so I made zero money on this trade. Now because when I made this line right here, so you had consecutive green candles, this was the lowest out of 3 of them. I extended this line out, and you can see that we were getting wicks above it, but we were not getting closes above this line. Excuse me. So the body of the candle was below this line. That is the reason why I decided to enter another 2 times right there. But when I got this move, I possibly thought now we're going to actually break down and take out the lows. But when we surpassed this, what I decided to do was I closed my trade manually. So this one, the stop loss was still up there, but because we kept jabbing into that, after this candle, when this happened, and the fact that we were continuing to move up, I decided to close, and that's where you see. So today I didn't make profit and I didn't make a loss. I broke even on both trades, and I'm glad I actually manually closed this one, because you can see that we were actually targeting those relative equal highs on the same day that we had created it. Now if I go back into the trade and I look at it, obviously with hindsight, maybe I made a mistake putting a sell here, and the reason for that is this is one, the equal highs, but another thing was we had equal lows here, which you can see if I drag this along, we actually went below that, so we took the lows and then we went for the highs. Now if I look at it on the 5-minute time frame, which is the biggest time frame, there was no indication for me to get in a sell. There is no break of structure, and there is no... Now someone might argue to say that is a break of structure, but to me that is not a break. Sorry, someone might say that's a fair value gap. You are correct in saying that that is a fair value gap, but the fair value gap is only when we get a break of structure, and there is no break of structure. All it did was it rebalanced this right here. So I would have never seen that as an entry if we jump down into the 1 minute to see if we can possibly even find an entry on that time frame. So just so you're aware, I have not done this prior to me talking about it right now. I want to talk about it while I'm showing you as well, to see was there an opportunity for me to actually change my bias and get in a buy. So if I'm looking at this, so if I start from here, I am not seeing so I'm seeing break of structure with this, but there's no fair value gap, so therefore this is cancelled. I see this, break of structure, again, no fair value gap, therefore this is cancelled. Come back down, we had this, break of structure, but if I had entered here, my stop loss possibly might have been taken. Mind you, you should have your stop loss here. So you could have said that that was maybe an entry right here, because there's a fair value gap. So if I make this a little bit bigger for you guys to see, so we got this rally, we got this break of structure, and we've got a fair value gap here. Could have entered here. Is that the same one that I'm talking about, or is it a different one? No, sorry, that's the one that I was talking about. So here's a fair value gap, break of structure, push, came down. I would have actually exited out of this trade, and the reason why is if this was the real move, I should have not seen any break down below this, because I don't expect it to go any lower than this bottom, but clearly that did. So someone might say, well, what about this? Could a break of fair value gap here, fair value gap here, break of structure, could have entered 50% of this move is around about here, so below this line and downwards. But again, I would have been very uneasy, because if I take that low, you can see that they swept that low again. This was another break of structure that I was talking about. We got a retest. Now this could have possibly been an entry, maybe, because we didn't close below this, and if I drag this along, we didn't close below it either here. So that could have possibly been an entry today, but I wasn't looking at it on the 1 minute. The problem that I have with the 1 minute is that it's just too much, whereas on the 3 minute it's generally a lot smoother and a lot nicer to look at, and you can actually see where you're trying to get in and where you're trying to get out. So you can see if I jump onto the 3 minute again, you can see here. So if I was supposed to enter here, now if we go back into the 1 minute, the 1 minute up here is where we tapped another fair value gap here. So there was this one and this one. I possibly might have entered here, but I would have never entered here, is because we are past the 10 o'clock. And the fact that on the higher time frame I'm not getting the same conviction, as they say, to say that the market wanted to continue to go up. That's the only reason why I would have never went for the buy on GJ. Now, if I quickly now, because I've obviously taken this out and talked about it, I'll delete this and I'll delete this because this is a line that I drew. So what we have is, if I look on the 1 hour, and I scroll down for you, so as mentioned previously, we got this breakdown, came back up, filled in this fair value gap, broke down again, and I think that they're going to try and go for this fair value gap just to close everything off, and then possibly go for the lows, because you can see we've got a double bottom here, and then we've also got a daily low here with a lot of daily lows, 1 hour low, 15-minute lows below that. So that it'll be, I'm happy with that. Well, a lot of people might say, well, how can you be happy with your trade? I'm happy with my trade because I managed to retain my money and managed to assess my risk and decided to get out. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, I'm a bit annoyed I moved. Sorry, I didn't make any money today, but that's how the market is. I've always, I've tried to be as transparent as possible. I'm trying to show you when I lose, when I win, when I break even. So I'd appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, comment and share. And if I have a trade tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll make another video for you guys and we'll walk through it again. So I will speak to you guys tomorrow.